Welcome to Curtis Goes Corner, coming to you from a secret underground base in occupied America. Is Biden trying to hide his role in the Trump prosecutions? Of course he is. He met extensively, the White House has, with the prosecutors that are there now. And that's from the sign-in sheets into the White House. That's not even counting the meetings they've had out of the White House or not signed in and hid. This is Banana Republic stuff. Folks, I don't care how much you hate Donald Trump's guts. Do you have any idea how ridiculous and dangerous this is? You have the President of the United States and his representatives in the White House talking and picking out prosecutors to go after their political rival. They do this stuff in the Soviet Union, Venezuela, and banana republics, not the United States. Yeah, politics has always been dirty, but this is a whole different level. And now they're after all of Trump's properties. They are so desperate for power. They're trying to get him thrown in jail, his properties being taken away and his money, bring in tens of millions of illegal migrants, run up inflation so it's impossible for people to live, let alone pay rent and keep a job. They're making it impossible. One party rule. One party rule. Trump is the only one of the Republicans that can stand up to these people. It's amazing. Let's read on. This is so much bullshit, I can't even tell you. Joe Biden's presidential campaign has been directed to not talk about Trump's criminal cases. Apparently, Biden's advisors believe that Trump has had enough problems without Biden appearing to meddle in his opponent's legal troubles for political gain, according to NBC News. He's the one that pushed it. Every day Trump is in court, he's reminding the American people that he's dangerous, reckless, and trying to overthrow an election, which is a lie. A campaign source told the outlet, instead of Biden is finding ways to spotlight his opponent's predicament without delving into specific cases. He is focusing instead on the underlying behavior that gave rise to some of the criminal charges Trump faces while avoiding any mentions of judges, prosecutors, courtrooms, or potential penalties. Yeah, like the case where they're almost a $500 million fine. No jury. Bench trial with a judge that hates his guts. It's an ultra-progressive. Gee, you think Trump might win that one on appeal? It's an interesting strategy, but it's not working, and it's probably too late to change that. Yeah, they painted themselves in the corner. They don't know what to do now. They thought for sure January 6th would finish Trump. It didn't. They thought for sure that 2 impeachments, even though he was found innocent, would finish him. It didn't. They thought all the Russian collusion hoax that went on for 5 years that ended up being debunked, they thought that would finish him. It didn't. And you can go through the whole list. The civil cases for sexual assault that went from $5 million in a civil suit to $83 million, which is total bullshit as well. They thought that would finish him. It didn't. According to the latest survey of McLaughlin Associates, voters are largely convinced that President Joe Biden is using the Department of Justice to go after former President Donald Trump to hurt his chances of winning the upcoming election by putting him in prison. It appears that his campaign has taken notice of voters' perceptions and is adjusting their strategy because of it. I've seen interviews. I've seen surveys of Democrats, and they say, yeah, Joe Biden and the Democrats are going after the political opponent using the Department of Justice, the FBI. And they're okay with it. As long as it gets Trump out, go ahead. The survey found that 56% of respondents believe Joe Biden wants to stop President Trump from winning by putting him in jail. There is some bipartisan agreement, as 32% of Democrats agree with this sentiment, but only 30% of all voters agree. 32% of Democrats agree with this sentiment, but most of them think it's okay. 50% of independents agree with the sentiment. Furthermore, a majority of voters, 58, believe that Biden is actually involved in the investigations against Trump, with 40% considering his role to be significant. And the rest of them say, I know, I don't care. The implications of this survey are quite significant, as pollster Frank Lutz, who was real famous in 2016, recently noted on CNN. He said the legal battles against Trump are helping him politically, pointing to the recent efforts by New York Attorney General Letitia James to seize Trump's assets. He said, if they take his stuff, he's going to say this is proof that the federal government and the establishment and the swamp in Washington and all the politicians across the country and the attorneys general and all of this is a conspiracy to deny him the presidency. He's going to go up in the polls just like he went up every single time they indicted him. What did he say the other day? I've been indicted more times than Al Capone. Let's continue. Now, this is not some Democrat progressive pollster. The indictment, Lutz said, let's not talk about whether it's justified or not, even though they're not. But it will prove the things that he's saying on the campaign trail, and he will go up, and it may just elect him president. Do not forget that. If all these things that he supposedly did overvalue in his properties, why wasn't he brought up on criminal charges prior to him being president? Here's the answer from the Democrats why. Crickets. Because he wasn't running for president. It's amazing to me. Trump most certainly is bringing up on the campaign trail and saying he's a target of politically motivated prosecutions, which he is. And even the 3/4 of the Democrats think he is, but half of them think it's okay. Yeah, it's really sucks. It's really underhanded. It really takes our justice system and throws it in the garbage, and then stomps on it and then throws it away again. But it's okay because it's against Trump. Americans appear to have an opinion on it already. It doesn't look good for Biden. As NBC News reported, his campaign is already conscious of the fact that they have to handle the issue with care because of the perception he's meddling in the case. This sensitivity may stem from their awareness that the public already believes that Biden's administration is involved. They don't believe he's involved. He is involved. He is involved. They got all the proof you want from the prosecutors and people from DA offices all over the United States coming to the White House. They're forming strategy. Kamala Harris met with them. People from the administration, they're nameless, faceless, unelected. My God, if it was reversed and it was a Democrat candidate going through all of this, people would be screaming to the top of their lungs. This is total bullshit. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm 67. I mean, let's tell the truth here. I'm not going to live a long time. If I'll live 20 years, I'll be lucky, and I'll be old anyway. I won't even care. But I'm watching my country disintegrate in real time between the economy, our military, our standing in the world, our inflation woes, the tens of millions of illegals flooding into the country, the social unraveling through the nonsense of trans this and LGBTQ plus that. It's unraveled everything. And how the professors now and young people that are so much in debt when they get out of college, they can't afford an apartment, let alone pay off their debt. They've been brainwashed by the same professors that are getting rich off of them. And the people don't see it, the kids, well, they're starting to wake up. But hopefully it's not too little too late. We're watching the dismantling of the United States of America in real time. Have we been in worse spots in this in our history? Yes, the Civil War is one of them. But we haven't been in this bad of a spot in a very long time. And I think, in fact, I know that every time we've been in a real bad jam, we've had just exactly the right people we needed exactly the right time to get out of it. I'm not so sure anymore, except for Trump, and maybe a handful of others. This is why they want him out. They lose the presidency, the Democrat Party is finished in its current form. And I say good riddance. The progressive leftists, even though a minority in the Democrat Party, have taken over the party. And baby boomers like myself and my age that are Democrats continue to vote Democrat because they think this is the Democrat Party of John Kennedy. It's not. It hasn't been for a very long time. We went from Bill Clinton making a speech saying illegals should be deported if they do not come in this country during the proper process to flying them in illegally at taxpayer expense. That's a long ways to go. That's exact 180. And how did that happen? The progressives took over the party. And now they're kowtowing to them because that's their base. That's why Biden is anti-Israel. Because his base, the only thing he has left to hold on to, and his party's bleeding, they have to hold on to the lunatics on the left. They've gone so far left, but Joe Biden has to go along with it because he has no choice. They paint himself in the corner. And the crazy part about all this, they still might win. Until next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.